Shalom, giving our praise to my Heavenly Father. His name is Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Wakar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders that rule well. Peace and meaning salutations to Yahweh and His toil and His truth. Now, I found this very interesting. Brothers and different news outlets been speaking on these tariffs that America is trying to put on China. Well, it is China, but Canada and Mexico. And you have it. You have Canada and Mexico trying to reach an agreement with America, and this shows you the strength of America. Now there is a trade deficit between uh, America, Canada, and Mexico. America buys a huge amount of goods from Canada and Mexico, but it's not the other way around, right? Canada and Mexico doesn't buy nearly as much from America. Okay, now this leads to interdependence, like meaning both parties depend on one another. Okay, a huge part of Canada and Mexico's exports is exports to America. America is a huge part of both economies. And with this tariff, yes, the American people would have to, pay for, the back, well, the back end of the tariffs. But that would hurt, the Canadian and the Mexican economy, being that, these various things that's being shipped over here, people would buy less because it's more expensive. You know what I'm saying? And it shows you also, the strength of the American dollar, okay, the petrodollar, all right. These are various countries that use the American dollar as a way of international trade. So America is able to dictate contracts. You see what I'm saying? Also dictate certain policies as we see going on now. Okay. So this is an example of, the strength of Babylon the Great, aka America. Okay. And also shows you that, you know, even in the latter days, you're still going to have countries that's going to be doing business with this place, and also even lament when this place is finally destroyed. It talks about this in Revelation 18 chapter. I'm going to grab it for you guys real quickly. That is Revelation 8:1, and I'm going to start from the top. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is falling, and it's become the habitations of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. And we see that here. Look at pop culture. I'm gonna read through this quickly because I'm getting to a point. For all nations have drunken of the wine of her wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. You see that? So, via commerce with America, these various countries have been able to, increase their purse. You know what I'm saying? They've been able to, you know, take care of their people. You know what I'm saying? Get to their money. You know what I'm saying? You know, um, and when Babylon speaks, these other countries, they listen. And we see that with Mexico and Canada because of what? Because of its economic, relationship that it has with this place, man. Okay, so this place, not only is mighty in military, but is mighty in its economy. Okay, mighty in its economy. All right. It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye should not be partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues," which is talking about salvation. Okay, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. A cup which she hath filled from to fill, she hath filled to her double. Right, so all the wickedness that's done, plan on doing to these various countries, and also to the Israelites, is gonna be done to her double. All right. It says, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she said in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned into fire. For strong is the Lord power who judges her, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. You see that? So these other nations, they're gonna be mourning when this place burns, because doing business with America is a huge part of their economy. We've seen it with Mexico and Canada. That's why America is able to bark at this place and get certain things done. Okay, and we're seeing that again. We're seeing that here with these terrorist situations. Now back to it. The NBC News, according to NBC News, says Trump and leaders of Canada and Mexico say tariffs will be delayed 1 month after talks. It says day after he announced a 25% tariff on imports from Canada and Mexico, President Donald Trump agreed to delay them for 1 month after the leaders of Canada and Mexico announced moves to ramp up security at their borders, averting, at least for now, tariffs that could have driven up prices for U.S. consumers and stalled the country's economy. So here you go. You have it right there. You have Canada and Mexico saying, look, we're going to be for security. We're going to stop allowing these people to come in, versus you Biden, Trump, that was allowing these people to come in. All I had to do with is, his political party's perspective of, immigrants, more soft immigrants. And actually, he was hoping that Mexico would do something about it. Report this about this, like in 2020. You had, or even before that, you had Joe Biden asking for the Mexican government to intervene in, these the border crisis. And Mexico basically was like, look, we need 20 billion to be allocated out these Central South America, and certain sanctions to be lifted off of Canada, Cuba, and Venezuela. You know what I'm saying? Versus Trump, he came in there and said, look, I'm supposed to put 25% tariffs on y'all if y'all do something about this, man. And guess what? He got the reaction that he wanted out of Mexico and Canada. Okay? Right? It says Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau wrote on social media Monday afternoon that Canada would spend 1.3 billion on a plan to reinforce its border with new helicopters, technology, and personnel, as well as additional resources to stop the flow of fentanyl. Canada has announced its $1 1.3 billion border and immigration investigation at the end of at the end of last year. You see that? So he's like, look, yeah, we gonna get this together because we ain't trying to mess up this money. Trump soon posted as well, focusing on fentanyl and emphasizing that tariffs would be paused for a 30-day period to see whether or not a final economic deal with Canada can be structured. Earlier in the day, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum posted on social media that Mexico will immediately reinforce its northern border with 10,000 members of the National Guard to address drug trafficking from Mexico into the United States, particularly fentanyl. Once again, Trump said on his own post on social media that the United States will continue negotiations with Mexico over border security, headed by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Treasury Secretary Scott Benston, and Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. So here you have it. You have Trump coming in and really dictating, the negotiations. And again, it goes back to it shows you how strong that American dollar is, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, let's go to Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. So we see all these things going on with America, and we're seeing uh, little nuances, when it comes to international uh, negotiations. How strong America is, man. You looking at this in a carnal sense. It seems like, man, this guy's not gonna be taken down. You know what I'm saying? But the just shall live by faith. We know that despite this guy able to dictate contracts or really just show his strength, his political economic hegemon, or influence on the world. You know what I'm saying? It would seem like, okay, this guy can't be taken down. But we know that all these things must happen, you know what I'm saying? You know, uh, just for this guy to be taken down. You know what I'm saying? Just for him to be put in place, just for him to be taken out of the way. Okay. Verse 5, yea, also because he transgresses by wine, and wine is his philosophy. Part of his philosophy is the way he runs his economy. He's a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and he says death. That's right. So Esau, even so-called white man, his desires are as hell. He does what the fuck he wants with these other nations. Remove people's landmarks, take over certain land, occupy certain lands for years. Nobody says anything, right? And, this guy's insatiable, really. Neo-colonialism, what we see going on, especially in places like Afghanistan, Syria years ago, Iraq, South America, right? He's a prideful man, because if his way is, or his culture rules the world, it's called hegemony. Okay, look that word up. All right. So he's prideful, but the Most High is going to take him out the way. In verse 5, yea, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, saying, Woe to him that increases that which is not his. How long? And to him that layeth himself with thick clay. And that thick clay, if you look it up, the word clay goes back to a body, or it means debt. So this man is able to rule the world with a fiat currency. Which really is nothing but debt. It's like an IOU. It doesn't have any um doesn't have anything backing it. What's really backing the petrodollar is contracts. The fact that it's a reserve currency, the fact that people use the American dollar to buy and sell oil. That's what makes it so strong, you know. But it's an artificial, it's a very artificial need. It's not real. You know what I'm saying? It's not, the American dollar is not backed by anything like gold or anything like that, you know, but just contracts, you know, really just contracts. And so people are making, I should say nations are making, steps to get away from this guy's grip. That's why you got bricks and things of that nature going on, but being not going on, but erected. You know what I'm saying? Which is an economic pact of seven nations to get away from the grip of America. This place, has been a tyrant to the world, and so these other nations are, subtly coming up against it, and you can see it going on with economic pacts. Verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increases that which is not his, how long? And to him that layeth himself with a thick clay. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, in a weight that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? That's right. So you have China, man. China's another place where they're putting a lot of terrorists. America's trying to place a lot of terrorists on. And right now, China and America, they sanctioning one another. You see what I'm saying? They're sanctioning one another, which shows you that, these nations are starting to buck up against this place. Okay? Verse 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of man's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. That's right. So, uh, because this place has been a tyrant to other places, these people, the other nations, are going to come up against it, man. This is going to cause, World War III. We already see it brewing with these various trade wars, man. And we're going to see these various trade wars heighten. Revelation, the 17th chapter, around the 16th verse is going to happen. There's going to be nations as a part of NATO, EU, that's going to eventually come up against this place too. Okay? I got to get it for edification since I quoted it. I believe it's 16. Forgive me if I'm going off. Let's see here. Jehovah shall upon the earth. Yep. Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolately naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. That's right. So eventually, when these trade wars are gonna get more and more, um, extreme, to where you're gonna have again these European nations that's gonna begin to come up against Babylon the Great in their third war in World War III. All right, but these trade wars are gonna be huge catalyst. Okay, so prayers edifying for you guys. Giving all praise to my Heavenly Father. His name is Yahweh by Shem, Yahweh Shah by Shem Karkadash. Divine to the apostles and healers that rule well, and peace and many salutations. Y'all count as truth. Shalom.